Eliminating boredom is the greatest scam of modern technology. In reality, boredom is the starting point of self-examination and creativity. You see, boredom leads to self-examination, but I completely overestimate the stability of human mind. When humans are stripped external stimulation and fall into pure boredom, the first thing the brain produces are not art and philosophy, but anxiety, paranoia, and desire for distraction. Bored children tear the wing of insects. Bored adults cheer for the slaughter in the Colosseum, and even the roots of many wars grow from extreme emptiness of peace. Weaponizing the Colosseum and the wars to scare people away from boredom plays exactly into the hands of power. A soul that sits with boredom and finally faces the truth is completely uncontrollable. Yes, stripping away external stimulation might spark a destructive urge, but in reality, every great revolution and institutional overthrow in history was incubated in the exact vacuum of extreme boredom and dissatisfaction. Equating boredom with facing the truth completely ignores the fatal psychological reality. Sensory deprivation never brings clarity, but rather hallucinations. When humans are in absolute boredom and information vacuum, the mind will instinctively fabricate some imaginary enemies and dark thoughts to avoid its own collapse. What it sees is not the truth of the world at all, but their own fears. Calling boredom a hallucination just proves that people are already living in an algorithmic hallucination. When the brain is used to getting a dopamine rush from short videos every 10 seconds, suddenly cutting off that stimulus makes the brain ask itself, see, the real world will only bring you the hallucination of boredom. Let's just keep dreaming and watching short videos. When you look at it that way, the hallucination of boredom in reality isn't that bad. After all, it is humanity's greatest narcissism to think that breaking free from short videos and algorithm will somehow return people to their true selves. The human brain itself is an algorithm programmed by tens of thousands of years of evolution, driven by dopamine and serotonin. Humans think they are resisting the hallucination of algorithms, but in reality, they are simply running on base-level biological algorithm. The ones that drives hunger, reproduction, and yes, boredom. If humanity is destined to be a biological machine driven by dopamine and serotonin, then boredom is exactly its switch. The core design of this biological algorithm is simple. Once the environment stops providing survival challenges, boredom goes off like a piercing alarm, forcing the body to explore the unknown, cross boundaries, and even embrace danger and creation. So it is why bored humans created modern technology and algorithms to kill the very boredom that drives them. Actually, that reveals an even darker truth about modern society. Those who create those technologies and algorithms are only a very small minority, whereas those who use them to eliminate boredom are the vast majority. Well, perhaps boredom isn't passive, it's something humans actively pursue